Okay. Yeah, that probably was it. Yeah. I love Albuquerque. Find out that you've been talking to people for years. It's on the Morning Brew, and we're catching up here with old friends. Found out we've been talking for years and just didn't put faces together until just now. This is Soledad and Alicia from Las Megananas, and you guys have a new show out.
Yes, we do.
We're talking about the old show, Rio de Lágrimas, which a lot of people I think know. And because it's been performed for years, right?
Yes, several times.
Several times. And now you have a new show, probably following the footsteps of that, at Chupacabra Cantina.
Right.
I love it. And you guys wrote that.
Yes.
Well, Soledad is the playwright, and then a couple of us sort of stepped in and helped
collaborate.
Excellent.
Tyring, his last day will be here.
I love it. So how long did it take? Like,
Well,
people don't realize how hard it is to write a play. You think,
we've
this
been
is 60
talking
pages.
about writing a play for, I hate to say it, for like a couple of years. But as Alicia was pointing out, we kind of figured out this thing is not going to write itself. So what we did is we set the date first. And then we said, oh, God, we don't have anything. So then so actually it really didn't start to happen seriously until probably September or October.
Oh, so you just
really soon.
Yeah.
And I was looking back at notes on it, and then I realized we really didn't seriously start writing until probably end of October, 1st of November.
Wow. So where'd you guys get the idea, and what is Chupacabra Cantina about?
Well,
no spoilers.
Oh, no. We've been talking over the years about a lot of things. Our theater's always social political, so we've been talking about a lot of different topics that are in current events that we thought we wanted to touch on. And I like the idea of the Chupacabra because it's this mythical symbol that you can do all kinds of things around. So the idea was the Chupacabra is an animal that sucks blood out of other animals, but we took it to another level to the Chupacabra representing something that sucks the life out of you, period. So then
sounds like my ex-girlfriend.
Right. We didn't bring any girlfriends or boyfriends. That would have been way too much.
I think also, in talking, so Las Megananas is a theater troupe of Latina women, mostly all from New Mexico, native New Mexicans. Right. And we have our musical director, Vivian Fernandez, who represents Cuba in our group. But this idea of stories taking place in a cantina, in a bar. And so when we started talking about this a year ago, originally we were talking about writing vignettes and short stories that would represent different current events and things that are happening, and sort of the cantina would be this container. And as we started writing, we realized that we had these different vignettes, but there wasn't one sort of piece that was tying them all together.
But a cantina's got to be full of awesome characters.
Yeah.
So we get some awesome characters.
Emerging really around sort of this current event of Monsanto and GMOs and sort of what that represents. If you'll notice on our flyer, right, it's like no GMOs. So I think we're really trying to raise awareness about the importance of native seeds and protecting our agricultural traditions and what that means as New Mexicans and as people.
Right, because there are the heritage crops we have here, just chilies, beans.
We talk about those numerous different crops, green chili, red chili, and of course blue corn and other things.
Yeah, the Chupacabra itself, I love kind of the history of it. I mean, did you guys dig deep and find out like where the animal and the idea came from? I love kind of the background of it, the creepy creature of the night.
Yeah, well, it's mostly all over Latin America. Supposedly the original came from Puerto Rico, but there's other ideas that even goes further back to the Middle Ages. But it's seen around Latin America and New Mexico and other places. My husband's family has a ranch in southeastern New Mexico, and I hate to say it, but we've even seen some very strange Chupacabra attacks on our ranch. But it's just one of these. Our last play used a mythical figure of La Llorona, so we like to sort of mix the mythical with the real, and it gives us a lot of leeway to play. But
these are also characters we're familiar with here in New Mexico.
Right,
we know La Llorona, we know the Chupacabra, we know all of those, those mythical things, and we're familiar with them, But how do you mix that up in a way that stays familiar, but that also you get to play with it?
Well, the bar is a great place to do that.
Right.
I think the characters are just sort of everyday characters. So it's set in a bar up in Tierra Maria, up in northern New Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Soledad is the bartender.
Okay.
Right.
She plays the role of the bartender.
Excellent.
And we've got these two primas that pretty much hang out in the bar all the time, and they chismear and talk about the gossip. And we have our musa, or our musica, who's there and plays live music. So there's a lot of live music in the piece.
Right, a lot.
Throughout, singing, guitar. And then these visiting nuns that sort of pass through carrying this
nuns in
message.
a bar.
Yes.
Nuns in a bar.
We brought nuns into a bar.
There's tequila in the bar.
Of course.
Lots of beers.
Of course.
And just lots of gossip about the community and these chupacabra attacks that are going
Very cool.
on.
And we made it very international. We even brought in, because it's about seeds, we brought in a Palestinian woman who happens to be part of the Arab community, which the Arabs came to New Mexico, a lot of them in the 1980s, and she's saving olive seeds, or she has olive seeds, and she's presenting. So it's the whole idea of it's not just seeds.
It's not
here
just
in New
our
Mexico.
crops. It's worldwide.
It's
this
worldwide.
Is a thing. Yeah.
Worldwide.
Very cool. So why did you pick that as a topic? I mean, what was it that you guys felt that was something you guys wanted to speak about in this? There's a million issues you could bring about, but what is it about GMO seeds and
Well,
traditional
people,
crops?
food sovereignty. People, it's a basic right, like water and shelter, and there's just too many unknowns about GMO seeds, and we just feel that people have a right to understand what it is they're putting in their bodies. We spend hours every day watching TV, listening to the media, being on social media. Our attention is drawn to certain things, and yet we pay very little attention to what we put into our own bodies or offer our children as sustenance.
Right. Well, we've got one of the actresses from the play here today, and I think you're going to give us a bit of performance this morning, right?
So just to set the stage,
Please.
This is Patria. She represents a woman from Palestine who now lives in northern New Mexico, and she's received a letter from her family back in Palestine.
And is this taking place in the bar?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
She's
yes.
reading a letter that she's received from her family.
All right.
My dearest cousin Patria, I write this letter as I sit looking over what's left of our beloved olive trees. My eyes fill with tears as I remember how the trees were like a sea of green that extended to the end of the horizon. How they would swing in the breeze as if dancing. In summer months, after chores were done, Giro, our grandfather, used to lay under the shade of the olives reading and napping and daydreaming of the upcoming harvest. He taught me how to read under those trees. Giro used to tell us stories of the olive harvest. I will tell his favorite story to you again, to keep his memory and our tradition alive. The stars had just gone out, and the cock still slept, when he and his brothers, and his Abu, his father, would rise to perform morning salat, the first of 5 daily prayers. This morning they prayed outdoors because it was the start of the harvest. With reverence and thanks still on their lips, they arrived by 5 a.m. He and his brothers worked every fall to ensure that they all had enough olives to produce their oil supply for the year and plenty to sell. Even though he was the youngest of 8 children, he was still expected to carry his weight and work alongside his family. The neighboring farmers also worked on the harvest, as this entire valley fed many mouths and clothed many children. The entire valley was alive with a sound of thumping that could be heard for miles as it echoed into the morning air. There was a rhythm to it all. The work was hard, but the camaraderie of the extended family and the neighbors, all enjoying music and hookahs after a long day, babies nestled in their mama's arms, children falling asleep listening to the lullabies being sung by the fire, made it well worth the difficulty. Thank you.
And the show starts, is it this week?
Oh, yeah.
Open tomorrow.
Excellent.
Our preview. Our
And this is
preview.
at the National Hispanic Cultural Center?
Yes, it's in the Wells Fargo Theater.
Great.
So it's the intimate 90-seater.
One of the best rooms in town.
I love it.
It is.
I love
Great.
It really
Yeah,
is.
It's a great space.
Great. We're going to be back in a couple of seconds. We're going to talk to the brand new Director of Parks and Rec for Bernalillo County.
All right.
And we'll talk about maybe they have a new farming program too at Parks
Great.
and Rec. We can talk a little bit about that and a little bit more on the Morning Brew with Friends.